could frame someone for a crime? This is you. You are 99.9% similar to the person beside you. That 0.1% difference accounts for the varieties in eye color, hair color, and other things that make you unique. So, where do you come from? Your genetic code comes from both your mother and your father. Both contribute 23 chromosomes, which are found in the nucleus. Within the nucleus, there are chromosomes which are made up of DNA. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. It is in the shape of a double helix, or spiral staircase. It is made up of sugar and phosphate molecules which form the backbone of the latter, while the nitrogenous bases form the rungs. These nitrogenous bases are made up of patterns of nucleotides labeled as A, T, C, and G. A, adenine, pairs up with T, thymine, and C, cytosine, pairs up with G, guanine, to form your individual DNA. Genes are patterns of the nitrogenous bases in the DNA. Humans have 3 billion of these nitrogenous base pairs. This is called the human genome. A genome is an organism's complete set of DNA, and it can be sequenced. Sequencing means that we will determine the exact order of the base pairs in a segment of DNA. In the 1990s, the Human Genome Project began as a global effort to sequence the human genome. By sequencing the genome, it would allow scientists to find the genetic roots of various diseases, such as cancer and potential cures. This project has helped us to understand the genetic blueprint of humans and has had great effects on our lives as well. By having a person's genome, it will allow scientists to create preventative medicine for diseases unique to that individual. We will also be able to learn about the risk of future diseases through personalized DNA analysis. Every human has a different order of genes, and this is also what gives you your eye color, hair color, and personality as well. Ever wonder if you could get away with murder? With all this information and knowledge in mind, yes, you can. Wahaha! So, how does one do this? It is possible to have samples of saliva, blood, or even a piece of hair planted at the scene of a crime to frame someone. Hair, chewing gum, and glasses could all provide an initial DNA sample. According to scientists in Israel, they believe it is possible to fabricate DNA. You can fabricate DNA in 2 ways. One way requires a legitimate and tiny DNA sample that increases the quantity of DNA using a standard technique called whole genome amplification. Whole genome amplification is used to overcome the challenge of having small numbers of cells that do not provide enough DNA for sequencing. This method is used to increase the copies of the genome present. The other technique relies on DNA profiles stored in law enforcement databases. This option is difficult as it requires access to the databases only scientists and police officers have access to, so your average criminal won't be able to do this. Haha. Knowing how to sequence one's DNA is a special technology that should only be used for scientific research and for advances in medicine. This technology should not be used to frame someone for murder. The use and access of sequencing technology should be limited and used strictly by qualified individuals for the purpose of science. Okay, now let's get into a real-life scenario. A girl named Jojo is dating a man named Ben. But Jojo's friend Jubilee is super upset because she had her eye on Ben first. She kills Ben in a rage of anger, something she obtained from being in the military, and she tried to frame Jojo. When Jojo was sleeping, Jubilee swabbed Jojo's mouth with a Q-tip and took some hair from her comb to plant when she killed Ben. Dun dun dun. Jubilee didn't think her evidence so far was enough, so when Jojo was making dinner for her boyfriend, Jubilee distracted Jojo and she sliced her hand while cutting potatoes. Jubilee went to the garbage and took the blood-covered gauze to rub all over the crime scene. Then, wearing gloves, Jubilee used the same knife to stab Ben to death and drug Jojo to make her forget everything. The only thing missing was a motive for Jojo to kill her boyfriend. Turns out, Ben was having an affair with Olivia, and when Jojo found out, it pissed her off. Maybe enough to lead her to kill him. Whether the jury finds Jojo guilty or not is still debatable. The end. Thank you for watching. By Victoria, Sophia, and Laura.